Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Redmi Note 10 Pro, and Xiaomi is making it so difficult to choose which is going to be the very best mid-range phone of this year, because they have the Redmi Note 10, Note 10 Pro, which are all fantastic devices. They have the Poco X3 Pro and the Poco F3. They have the Redmi K40 series, K40, K40 Pro Plus, and the K40 Pro. And Samsung also, of course, has their Samsung Galaxy A52 and A72 lineups, which, you know, are supposed to be competitors in the industry. But Redmi is given so much value. And this version that I'm having is the 6 gig RAM and 64 gig ROM storage. So here I am on AliExpress. It's retailing for $305 for the 6 gig and 64 gig variant, and it can go as high as $396 max. So without wasting any more time, let's unbox this bad boy and see what it comes with. Okay, so once you open the box, you have designed by Redmi on that envelope, and when you open up the envelope, you have your SIM 2 ejection pin, you have your manuals. This is a very thick manual. Wow, that's a lot of paper wasted. And then you also have your warranty card, and you have a clear plastic case also in the box. Now this has some kind of pattern on it. I don't know if you can see. So it's not just the typical clear plastic case, but it's kind of like a frosted clear plastic case. So putting this aside, we now get to the phone, and it says Redmi Note 10 Pro 108 megapixel quad camera, tele macro lens, 120 Hz AMOLED 6.67 dot display with dual speakers. It comes with Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G, and the G means gangster. No, it means gaming. Okay, so it's a really good gaming, you know, device, and it's an 8 nanometer high performance processor. And then it also comes with a 33 watts fast charging capability with a 5020 milliamperes battery capacity. So once we put the phone down, this is the back of the phone. It looks pretty good, it looks pretty sexy, but we are going to put the phone aside for now, and then we are going to see what else we get in the box. Surprise, surprise, this comes with a very big 33 watts fast charging adapter included in the box. You can see it's huge as compared to the 25 watts charging adapter of the Samsung Galaxy A52. So this is good, really good, especially considering now that most phones do not come with chargers included in the box. And I really like even the packaging of the USB-C cable, not in some cheap plastic, but the packaging overall looks very good, especially if you compare it to the packaging which came with the Samsung Galaxy A52, which is just some cheap plastic. But this looks nice. It looks nice. The cable even feels more premium than that of the Samsung Galaxy A52. And I know this is not a comparison unboxing, but just to give you a bit of context between what you get when you purchase the Redmi Note 10 Pro versus the Samsung Galaxy A52. So these are the accessories you get when you purchase your Redmi Note 10 Pro. You get the phone itself, you get a USB-C charging cable, which is very premium, feels good. You also get a 33 watts fast charging adapter, and you get a clear plastic case, but this is not so clear, it's kind of frosted, as you can see. So let's put these aside, and then let's focus on the phone itself. Now, because I was one of the first people to pre-order this phone, it came with a free watch. Okay, so this is a smart watch by Redmi as well. I think this is the Mi Band 5. Really grateful to Redmi for adding this. Okay, so this is the phone, and like you can see, it looks really good. So we are going to take the wrapping off. We are going to unveil our bride. Wow. And ladies and gentlemen, this is glass. This is not plastic like you have on the Samsung Galaxy A52. And this is not just regular glass. This is Corning Gorilla Glass 5. And my first impressions of this camera bump is that it's huge, and it also has like two different layers. So we have the first layer here, and then we have a second layer for the camera bump. So it's very big, it's huge as compared to, again, the Samsung Galaxy A52. The camera bump over here is huge, and over here the camera lens you see with the silver ring around it is the 108 megapixel main shooter. And this phone has 4 cameras, a flash, a laser autofocus. Like, it looks really good. It looks like real solid value for the device. Now, on the right hand side of the phone, we have a fingerprint sensor embedded in the power button. Now, this is the same kind of implementation as we have on the Poco F3 or the Redmi K40 or the Redmi K40 Pro. So unlike that of the Poco X3, which is like larger, this one is kind of very small, and it feels like a normal button. It doesn't feel like a fingerprint sensor. Then of course we also have the volume control buttons up and down, which are very clicky. In fact, I love this color because it's kind of different from every other phone that I have here. This is kind of very unique, and yeah, this is a good color to get. Also, at the bottom of the device, you are going to get your USB-C charging port. You are going to get a speaker. You are going to get a microphone. And you can clearly see that this phone does not have a 3.5mm audio jack at the bottom. But surprise, surprise, it has a 3.5mm audio jack at the top. And it has another speaker you can see clearly at the top, a microphone, and an IR blaster. What I really love about Xiaomi phones is that all their devices come with IR blasters, so you don't need to be carrying along multiple remotes. With just one device, you can control your TV, you can control your air conditioners and all that, and it's really fantastic. So we're going to power on this device and do like our first impressions test of that and all that goodness. So when you turn it on, it says Redmi powered by Android. Ladies and gentlemen, we have completed the power on, and you can see what I forgot to mention was that this is a Super AMOLED display, and it also has 120 Hz refresh rate. Now this is similar to what we have on the Samsung Galaxy A52, whereas the Samsung Galaxy A52 peaks at 800 nits of peak brightness. This peaks at 1200 nits of peak brightness, and also comes with a 120 Hz refresh rate, while the Samsung Galaxy A52 comes with a 90 Hz refresh rate. So you can also see we have the hole punch camera cutout at the top, and then we have very small bezels at the bottom, and the display looks really good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we have completed the setup and we have landed on the home screen. Now the display looks really good. The bezel is very tiny and it's really responsive. Now, typical Xiaomi fashion, you're going to get a lot of bloatware, like games you don't want to play. So we have tile fan, we have so many apps that we don't need. Good thing is you can actually uninstall most of these apps which come with the device. So you just hold on an app and then you can quickly uninstall, and then it blasts away. And by default, this device comes with 60 Hz enabled, so you can actually enable it for 120 Hz and get smoother animations and faster responses to all the scrolling and all the UI elements you want. It comes with the dark mode, and you can see that the Snapdragon 732G processor is working pretty well. Now let's do our first initial impressions of the camera. So we have our fruit juice here that we are going to use to do our test. Okay, so you can clearly see that this looks more realistic than that of the Samsung Galaxy. Side by side, see the background yourself, and then see what we have for the Samsung Galaxy, which is super saturated, and the Redmi Note 10 Pro looks more true to life, as you can clearly see. And we also have different modes. So we have Pro mode, we have video mode. So when you go to Pro mode, that's when you can enable the 108 megapixel Ultra HD mode. And you can go to video, you can do photo. So we have the ultra wide, we have the regular, and then we have the 2x telephoto. We also have portrait mode, and then we have more modes: slow motion, night, short video, vlog, all the goodies that you are used to getting on your Xiaomi devices. And then on the front end of things too, when you switch to photo mode and you go into the selfie camera, this is me. Like, I'm a very handsome guy by default, you know, so yeah, I look good. And again, I'm going to use that of the Samsung to compare. So obviously, I don't know which one looks better. The Redmi looks very sharp, kind of like what you get on an iPhone video, whilst that of the Samsung looks kind of blurred out and a bit on the warm side. But I'm going to do, you know, like an extensive review and comparison of these devices. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Now, this phone comes with Android 11 right out of the box, and then it also comes with MIUI 12. And I love MIUI. The more I use it, like, you can see the storage is kind of like water. So as you move it around, the water also moves in the interface. And by default, once you get your phone, you already have about 16.6 gigs already used. And as you can see, it has 6 gigs of RAM, an octa-core CPU. And this device is also rated IP53 for splash resistance. And it has this device also has a 5020 milliamperes battery capacity, which is very ideal for people in Africa who love batteries, especially if you're someone in Nigeria where NEPA is always taking off the light. You can use this phone for at least 2 days. Now, this phone can charge from 0 to 50% in about 30 to 32 minutes. And I just can't wait to have a full try of all these features. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, turn on all notifications so you do not miss the full review. What would you want to see in the full review, and which phones would you want me to compare it with? Let me know in the comments below. So this has been my unboxing of the Redmi Note 10 Pro. If you like this video, a like would be massively appreciated because it goes a long way to help the channel. Thanks, Bibre.